Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our Meet the Experts workshop. We are excited tonight to share with you about surviving holiday family gatherings. Oh, of course, I'm already have screen issues. Moment, there we go. So our plan this evening is we're going to start by meeting our team. We're each going to take some opportunity to share with you a little bit about some tips around holidays. There is opportunity for questions and answers if you have any, and then there will be breakout rooms where you can chat with the doulas individually and just talk a little bit more about your specific needs and questions you have around the topic this evening, or anything to do with your pregnancy and postpartum. So I'm going to start this evening. My name is Amanda Kennedy. I am a postpartum doula with Helping Hands. My tip for surviving holiday gatherings is to think about traditions and maybe consider starting new ones. So we all have things that we like to do around the holidays. Some things we do because we really do enjoy them. Other things we do because we feel obligated to, because that is how our family has always done things. But when you have blended a family potentially, and you're expecting a new little one and you want to start your own holiday traditions, highly recommend taking a look at what's important to each of you, what are the most important pieces that you don't want to give up, and maybe some things that you might want to consider starting special. So for example, maybe you've always, I'll take Christmas, for example, because that's something we see on TV a lot, and a lot of people are comfortable or understand the idea of Christmas morning being at home with our parents. However, when we don't have little ones, we tend to go other places for Christmas morning. We don't often just spend that at home, and that may be something we want to think about shifting towards. It's a great idea to talk to partners about what we might want that to look like, sharing it with family, and starting it early, even when babies are brand new. When they're brand new, it's great because then you have a reason to stay home and rest and not be out and about and in the hubbub of people and getting tired and maybe exposing babies to germs. But also, you're setting a standard for what you want things to look like going forward when it's a little harder. And maybe people are like, well, you've always done this, or you did it after the baby arrived. So just thinking about setting up traditions that really work for you and things that are going to be manageable to continue and maintain, and just allowing you to enjoy the holiday and not getting overwhelmed with all the expectations. That's my tip. I am going to pass it on to Carla.
Thank you, Amanda. And mine sort of feeds a little bit off of that as well. So, maybe you have been the one who always brings a certain thing to the holidays, or maybe, this particular holiday, and it can be any holiday, is your favorite, and you have always gone all out with decorating everything and making, you know, 20 different kinds of cookies. Not that I'm speaking from experience there. But when you've got a new little one, and especially if you've got more than one little one, maybe this is baby number two or something, you kind of need to dial it back for your own sanity. Pick the one thing, the one cookie recipe maybe, or the one very special decoration. Or you know what, maybe that year, depending on how old your baby is, maybe that year you just don't. You do, maybe it's a little tabletop Christmas tree, or maybe it's, something much smaller in terms of your decorations and your celebrations. And you just kind of go with it, and baby's not going to remember anyway. And then you move on to your next year, and it's not become something that's incredibly stressful and makes an already tiring and stressful time when you have a new little one even more so. So that's sort of that's my 2 cents worth, and I will throw it back to Amanda to introduce the next speaker.
Thank you, Carla. Next, we're going to hear from Shondell.
Thanks, Amanda. I'm Shondell Curtin. I'm a postpartum doula at Helping Hand. And I have two tips on surviving Christmas and the holidays. So my first tip is usually around Christmas time, you might have lots of family coming over, some friends, because, that's a tradition that you're accustomed doing. And especially when you have a new baby, like all the kids want to come over, everyone just wants to come and see the baby and hug the baby and kiss the baby. So that's something really big on. And, it always, with anyone, they always see a baby, they always want to, oh, baby, I want to kiss the baby. No, that's something that you have to reiterate to your friends and also your family, also the little kids too as well, because the little kids could have a cold and you don't want your baby to have a cold. And I always say my biggest tip on like reiterating it is like have a little cards with like a little baby and just, written underneath it, just, I know it's super happy to see you're super happy to see the baby, but could we please refrain from kissing the baby? And having them all around the house. Let's say you have one like in the living room on a little stand, you have one in the kitchen. Also, if you want to be smart, you could put one in the bathroom, which comes to my next point is washing your hands before touching the baby. That's another big rule. And not just a quick wash as in, you put the soap on, you just run the water, wash it really quick. No, I'll say for like maybe 2 minutes washing your hands properly because again you do not want to have the baby get sick. So if you don't want to like be over and over telling your family and your friends and especially the little kids because little kids love to see little babies and there's always that little kid who wants to kiss the baby, hug the baby and hold the baby. It's really good to have those little postcards just posted all around so that as family pass around and they're having a drink, probably having something to eat, they could pass and they look at it. Of course, they're going to see it because there's a cute little picture of a baby there and they're going to read it. And then they're going to remember, oh, yeah, I forgot. Like, I'm not supposed to kiss the baby. So, those are my two tips for surviving the holidays. And I'm going to pass it back to Amanda again to introduce the next doula.
Thank you, Shondell. I love that. I also love to remind parents that wearing the baby keeps people out of their bubble and they don't put their hands on the baby quite so much too, which can be handy. Great job for dads too. Pass it on to our last doula, Sharon, to share her tips.
Good evening, everybody. Thanks for joining us. I'm Sharon. I'm a postpartum doula with Helping Hands, and I have a couple of tips. So my first tip is what I call the kiss. So keep it simple, sweetie. And what I mean by that, oh, train is going by, and you're probably hearing this, so I have to give it 1 second. So what I mean with that is don't go all out for your holidays this year. This year should be for you and the baby and your partner. And try and keep it really simple. Like don't host. Don't host at your place. If you have friends who've invited you, tell them up front that I'm only available from this time to this time because of my nursing schedule or the baby's sleep schedule. I'd love to come by, and it really depends on how things are going today. So I don't want to make a firm commitment, but I will try and come for maybe an hour, and as long as it works into the baby's schedule. So that way people know ahead of time, if they want to have dinner at 7, that's not going to work for you, then they're not going to be annoyed if you come at 4 and visit for an hour or 2 hours and then you leave, because they're prepared for that. You have to tell people ahead of time. And I think that's really important, is to put yourself and the baby first and don't cave into pressure from your girlfriends, your mother-in-law, your mom, your sister. Like, make this holiday season about you, your partner, and your baby, and work things around you. And I think most people, when you explain it to them that way and just say to them, I don't like to get off our schedule. It took me time to, get things on track, and I just don't want to screw stuff up right now. So this Christmas, this is what's going to work for us. And sorry if that doesn't work for you. The other thing you can do too is send your partner. If you don't want to go with the baby, your partner can go. Let your partner go. He can go. He can go visit. He can go see the family, the friends, show off the pictures. Of course, dad's always got millions of great pictures. So let him show off all the pictures and just bow out for yourself. You don't have to go. You don't have to stress yourself. You don't have to worry about trying to fit in the feeding and packing everything and I don't have anything that fits me, and then you're all stressed. This should be a really quiet, comfortable holiday season for everybody. The other thing is that from a shopping point of view, if you did want to give gifts to friends or family, online shopping is huge now. So you don't have to go out to the mall. You don't have to expose yourself or the baby to what's out there packed in the mall with all the other people. You can take your time, you can look through things online, and almost everything will do deliveries. So if there is that one special person that, maybe you do a gift exchange with one person in your family, you still want to participate in that, just do online shopping. It's the thought that counts. It may not be the exact perfect thing that you might have found at a craft show, but it still shows that you're caring about other people and especially that you're caring about yourself and the baby. So just keep well, keep rested, and enjoy this holiday season. And next year, when the baby's running around pulling down the Christmas tree, then you can take them to your mother-in-law's. So that is my tips. And I'm going to pass back to Amanda.
I love that. Then it's time for grandparents to step in. Absolutely. And that's a great note for us to end on. Thank you everyone for attending. I hope that you learned some great tips, and there's lots more to learn from us in person and with our postpartum support. If you're looking to get in touch, the information is here on the screen to contact about our support for booking. And next month we will have another one, not November 20th, in December. That will be updated, but we will send emails out and it will be in December at 7 p.m. Again, have a great evening and thank you.